Within the communities of Santeria, Ifa, there is an unspoken but known belief that people who are children of Eshu tend to be deceitful. Now, I caution people, from my experience and the experience of many others, when dealing with these people, you have to deal with them carefully. Let me explain why I say, and why many others say what they say about people who are children of the Spirit and those who serve Him. One thing we have to understand when it comes to spirits, whether you want to call it a loi, whether you want to call it orisha, they have a polarity. They have a polarity of good and a polarity of bad. Within this polarity, there is good and evil. When we're talking about the spirit of Eshu, there is good, but there's also bad. And this bad is composed of various vices that can actually lead to confusion, deception, misunderstanding, and at times violence. When people work with this spirit, at times they can have good influences, but at times they can have bad influences. When someone works with this spirit, or they come to work with this spirit, they have to have great understanding, great cultivation of discipline. Just like all spirits, when you work with different spirits, sometimes they can come over you and you can be moved by them for good or for bad. And this is why a person must be strong. Because if you're not strong, you may easily fall prey to the evil inclination. Now, when speaking of people who serve this spirit that are not strong-willed or disciplined, you see these people can be very deceitful and conniving. And this is the focal point of this video. When dealing with these kind of people, you have to be cautious. I'm going to give you a couple of examples from what I've seen, from my personal experience and experiences of others. So I'm going to start with this one guy. He broadcasts on social media, "I'm a child of Eshu, I'm a child of Eshu." This individual, when he first started social media, for those of you who's been curious about spiritual rings, yes, we do make God rings. We have the Master of the Woods, we have a Street Sweeper. If you're interested in any of these rings, you can contact me directly at 973-395-6455. If that's not feasible for you, we have other contact areas in the description area. Talk to you soon. You saw that he had a lot of things revolving around hip-hop. Put this image up that he was a hip-hop artist. This guy said he was #1 on a Billboard. Everybody that I know went to go check this, researchers did not find any record of his that made the Billboard. And then, lo and behold, there's people that pointed things out to me about his account. They said his social media accounts were a little fishy. Especially on Facebook one time. They said, for Facebook, go look at his posts. This guy has outrageous likes on certain posts that he makes. He said, this individual told me, look at the likes, who's liking his content or his post. I looked at who was viewing his post or who liked his post. Let's just say he had a comment that said, I'm having a great day. 300 something likes. You look in the likes and you would see, if it was 300, you would see 250 of those, or 275. That's giving a little bit leadway on that. But let's just say out of 300, 285 to 275 people that allegedly were supposed to like the post were all bots. You'd see Chinese, you'd see Asians, you'd see these people with a whole bunch of toy stuff, stuff that was irrelevant. And then you would see the other real people which had real things going on. Now, if you are a computer tech or you know things about social media, you know how to automatically understand what bots are. Then we went to go look at this guy's YouTube. This guy in the beginning, he was doing 3,000, 4,000 numbers that a channel with 4,000 subscribers cannot do. This guy was doing videos that guys with 17,000, 18,000 subscribers, he was doing numbers bigger than theirs with a channel with an account that was at 4,000, 5,000 subscribers. Where was that ever heard of? So, come to find out, this guy was buying fake subscribers, not subscribers, but fake comments, fake views. We'd look at the comments and we'd go to see who's commenting, and we'd see no subscribers, a bunch of irrelevant toy videos, just stuff that you know is suspicious bot activity. And the crazy thing about this was that we later find out this guy has rape and child abuse allegations associated with his name. So, this is to let you see what type of people you're dealing with. Some people say that Eshu rules the head, so it makes you question whether or not these people are insane. Because how can you live a lie? When you talk about Eshu, you're talking about deception. You're talking about lies. You're talking about gossip. You're talking about slander. This same individual was out there trying to throw lies on other people's lives. At the same time, while he was promoting this, lying about victories, talking about he did black magic on this spiritualist, that did black magic on this spiritualist. These people never ever addressed them, and they had their own events going on in their life. And he was claiming that he was the cause of this. So these are the top caliber of people, that you're dealing with when it comes to people who claim that they serve Eshu. I'm going to give you another story. There was this guy. He went to this shop in Central Ave. Now, I'll say this for people in Jersey. That shop is no longer here, right? But I'm going to give you a story. This guy went to this shop. It was a Ifa shop ran by this Ifa priestess and her husband. This guy went in there, and the Ifa priestess says to him, she was a child of Eshu, right? He goes in there, he says, he goes in there, and the woman asks this guy, can I get a loan? Now the guy is like, he's a little skeptical about that. So she says, do you have anyone that can loan me $10,000? I'll pay it back, or so and so. So anyhow, the guy declined, said that, he's not able, he doesn't know anyone, he is not able to do it. But in that, here goes what's crazy about that. About 2 to 3 days later, the shop ended up being closed down because of eminent domain. What is eminent domain? Meaning that the government has seized the property in the area because they're going to be building something whatsoever. So usually these people get a payout or whatever, or they're let known in advance. People don't just move out because of eminent domain. You know, on the first day, they get a notification that the government is going to seize that area or these properties whatsoever. If I'm correct, that's a term for you realtors out there. If I'm incorrect, please correct me down in the comment area. So this lady was informed in advance that her property was going to be confiscated. But yet she was trying to borrow money from someone who, or if he had contacts, they don't know where she lives. Only place they know of her is where she works at. So now, if the person who walked in the store loaned her money, because she was insinuating also that she would like to borrow money from him. She didn't necessarily say it, but you can know she's looking for money. So the reality is this: if he would have gave her, or whomever would have gave her the money, she would have bounced with the money. So in the midst of this, we can see the deception here. Deception. When it comes to life, when it comes to our livelihood, people like this, or who are not strong, we run the risk of losing what we have. We run the risk of having these problems when we deal with people who serve this kind of spirit. It's not to say that you can't have dealings with these people, but you have to be very cautious. When it comes to people who serve Eshu, I take everything they say with a grain of salt. When it comes to people who serve Eshu, I say this: everything is smoke and mirrors. You don't know if they're telling the truth or if they're telling a lie. So with that said, I conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.